Simulated here. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. Today we're going ahead and doing a little bit of a on the longer side creator sim video, and the reason why this creator sim is a lot longer than my usual creator sims would be is because this is more like how I actually create sims as opposed to how I create sims for YouTube. So I don't know if that makes much sense, but this was a sim that I was making for my own gameplay. So if you guys don't know, I haven't really played The Sims in my own time, like not for YouTube at all, probably since Seasons came out. When Seasons came out, I played on my own with the Irwin twins, and I did a playthrough with them, and I played with them on my own in my own time, and I had no intentions of making any videos with them. But by force of habit, because I do a lot of YouTube, I was taking screenshots and taking them in more of an artistic, like for show manner than I feel like most people usually do. Like most people take screenshots just to remember things, or when funny things happen, or at important events like a wedding, they might take one or two. But when you're doing YouTube sims, like sims for YouTube, and you're making videos and thumbnails and slideshows and all these different kinds of things, you really think about angles and where thumbnails would fit, where you could put text, like the color and the lighting and all these different things, which you might think of if you don't even do YouTube or anything as well. But I know that when I started doing YouTube, this was something I had to slowly adjust to making sure I do, and eventually I got to that point. So anyway, long story short, with the Owen twins, I took a bunch of screenshots along the way, and then I ended up using them for a blog, and then I did like an amalgamation of the blog in a slideshow style with a voiceover on this channel for Halloween. So that's what my plan was here. I just felt like playing The Sims in a real slow day-by-day manner, but I didn't feel like filming it for YouTube just yet. I do want to do a series, an LP, where we do like every day, and it's with like family or like a couple of different families or something, but I don't feel like I'm ready to do that for YouTube just yet. But I am hoping to do that very soon, because that is something I want to do. But I definitely probably want to wrap up a couple of LPs, or, you know, maybe like do it in between the next EP and something. Like, I don't know, I want to figure it out, but it probably won't be this year. Maybe I'll start setting it up, like doing the creator sims and the builds and like a overview video of them, just to set it up over like a couple of months and then do it. But yeah, for now I just wanted to do another blog style. So this is Safari Zapata, and she's just a boss queen. She is moving to San Myshuno from Strangerville, and she is moving there to study the arts. So she wants to be either an author or a painter. She doesn't know yet. She is very creative, but she's also just very nerdy. She's always been really, really smart, and she just has a general knack for writing really persuasively and really creatively. When she writes, people are just drawn into her words, and so that is why she's a real geeky, perfectionist bookworm sim. She loves reading, but whenever she writes anything herself, it has to be absolutely perfect. And she also just likes geeking out. She likes learning. She finds knowledge fun. She will happily read and like do all that kind of stuff, like writing, doing her university work. She'll do that for fun, and she'll genuinely enjoy it like 99% of the time. So she is just a really cute sim. I pretended that she was moving like from the country to the city, because where she was living, she didn't have any like education options, and she just really wanted to go ahead and reinvent herself. So back in her hometown, she never really did her makeup or her hair. She didn't really take care of herself that much. She was just there to finish high school and then leave. I'm also imagining that she just doesn't really have much of a relationship with her family. Maybe they didn't really get along, or they had a falling out, or maybe they didn't want her to move. And that's why she's not really in contact with them anymore. And that's why she probably doesn't want to move back to Strangerville at any point in time, because she doesn't really have anything there for her. So she moved to San Myshuno. She's living in an apartment all alone, and this will be explained more in the blog. If you don't know, I'll probably be doing the blog just on Tumblr, and maybe sharing some things on Instagram as well. And I'll probably share it like once or twice on Twitter, because that's where most of my following is. And then to get people to go onto the Tumblr and Instagram and whatnot. And I more than likely will do a slideshow style like voiceover of it, like a little mini movie of her life. So yeah, she's moved to San Myshuno. She's studying art and sort of like English and writing. So she studies a lot from home, but she also has art classes where she goes to the art center and they have like a room upstairs and she does that up there. And then she also has a writing class, but they just meet at like a cafe. So they meet at the cafe with their writing teacher, and that's where they read and analyze their books, get together. They have focus groups where they talk about books that they had to read, like a little book club almost. And then like they can write their assignments while they're there, get advice from their teacher. But a lot of it is very adult and like self-driven. So the teachers are more like guides and people that they can email and like go to for help, but the teachers don't like do anything much more than that. She's not doing any classes that really need like lectures or anything like that. She is more doing like just a lot of like artistic stuff. So maybe it's less of like a university course and more of just like a general college or like even just like some kind of certificate in art. But she's just studying art. That's all you need to know. And she's doing some classes, she's doing things here and there, and she's making a lot of friends. So she's living in this apartment like block thing, and she has her own room, and there's another room in there that's really small, just big enough for one single bed, maybe two if you were like squeezing, but basically it's big enough for a roommate. And she said that she didn't really want a roommate, she wanted to move and be alone, but since she's moved here she's found she's a lot more of a social sim and she just gets along with a lot of different people. So in one of the like blog situations, I'm going to do a poll on Twitter, and she's basically going to have 4 different friends to choose from to ask to be her roommate, and I'm going to get you guys to decide. So make sure you follow me on Twitter so you can see that. But basically I have a challenge coming out tomorrow, which is really exciting, and I hope you like it. But there will be a sim I'll be making in that challenge, and I've inserted that sim in the same world as Safari, so that would be one of the options. One of her other options is a girl from her art class. The other option is a member of her writing class. And then the final option is just a random sim she's met in the world who isn't really from either of those, like not from her college, like just a random sim. So there'll be 4 sims that she'll have the opportunity to make her roommate, because things are going to start to get tough and kind of, you know, it's going to be costing a lot of simoleons. So she will definitely need some financial help, like with paying bills. So that's something she's going to have to think about real soon. But I haven't gotten up to that part yet, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do. This isn't me like hinting it and teasing it, like, oh, what's going to happen next? I don't know what's going to happen next because I haven't done it yet. But basically just every now and then when I have some spare time around my university, I've been playing with Safari. I went to call her Zapata for a second there. I've been playing with Safari and just going to her with her classes, and I'm trying to play more for myself, but also I am taking screenshots along the way, so it is still like a YouTube thing. Like I'm doing it for my YouTube presence, for Tumblr, for Instagram, and eventually a YouTube video. So I am trying to play it as much as for me as possible, but it is also for you guys. So if you guys have any ideas of what you would like her to do, let me know. Or yeah, if you just, what would you like to see in the blog post? So she's basically just a girl out there having fun. She is quite self-conscious of her body in the beginning of the series, which is why you'll see I often give her an outfit, and then it'll also have the same outfit just with a jacket. That jacket is CC. It's on my Tumblr, link down below. I didn't create it, but like another CC artist did. If you just search like jumper accessory The Sims 4, it should come up. But basically I imagine that eventually she's going to start to go to the gym with one of her friends, and maybe she'll go to the gym and wear her cute gym outfit. She thinks it's really cute. She likes the colors, but she's a little bit self-conscious about showing off her stomach because she does have stretch marks, which I thought was really cool. Obviously, a lot of people have stretch marks. I feel like everyone has at least like a small amount, like probably like over half the population, like more than people who then don't, if that makes sense, have stretch marks in some form. So she has them on her arms, on her breasts, on her stomach, and on her like thigh and her like bum area, which is really realistic. So I imagine that maybe she's a little bit self-conscious of it. She grew up in a small country town where she knew everybody, and she didn't really go to the gym or anything. She sort of just went to school. She went to her part-time job at the bookstore, and then like that was it. So she was never really out and about. So she is sort of feeling very self-conscious now that she's in a big city where there's lots of people who are always there, who can always look at you. You know, you're on the subway and you're facing someone else. You're crammed in the subway tram holding onto the bar and like somebody is like touching your shoulder. So it probably feels really like claustrophobic to her, like, oh my god, everyone's looking at me, when in reality they're not. Like, she's cool, she's a really attractive sim, but she is just a little bit self-conscious, which is probably why she has gotten more into makeup and hair. As you can see, she's quite a glam sim, so sort of imagine that maybe once she moved here, she found like a makeup store and just went all out and bought like a ton of makeup and like hair products, and she's been taking care of her hair and just like taking care of herself and doing her more. And yeah, so maybe she was here for like a couple of weeks before class started, and now they've started and she's sort of like going into the blog now. But yeah, I just imagine that she was a little bit self-conscious, which is why she has like a party dress, like a cute dress, but she feels the need to wear a jacket over the top, and like she always sort of tries to wear stuff that covers up where her stretch marks are, where she could like pull it down. But as the series goes on, I definitely want her just to feel more confident and to overcome that self-consciousness, because obviously it's okay to feel that way and it's quite normal, especially in her case when she was like going from the country to the city and it was just like a big change for her. It would obviously feel really like revealing and confronting. So I just want that to be something that she tackles in the blog series. But yeah, if there's anything else you think that she should tackle or go on with, or do, let me know. I will give a little bit of a hint if you stuck along to this long in the video. In her writing class, she has a nice little writing teacher, Zaddy, and she thinks he is pretty cute, but he is married. The other day they were at writing class and he was sort of flirting with her a little bit, and then his wife came along and was like, hey babe, here's your coffee, and it was mega awkward. So do you think we should pursue him even though he's married? What do you think we should do? She isn't really like a good girl or a bad girl. Like, I imagine she sort of was a real goody two-shoe because she really likes studying and being a geek, but then like that doesn't mean that like she can be a bad girl and be good at studying. So maybe like moving to the city changes her a bit. Maybe at one point we like go back and like meet up with her family and she like has a fight with them, or maybe she makes it all good with them. Like, I don't know. I want her to end up in a relationship. I want her to maybe have some failed relationships, maybe even some stories of really negative events that could happen to her. Not because I want to put her through the ringer, but just because like I just really want her story to be unique, and I really want it to be like intense, but in a good way. I want it to be really like aesthetically pleasing. Like the way I've been taking the screenshots, I'm really happy with how they've been turning out. But as you can see, I sort of just flicked into, like, I was in it and then I started again. I was playing for a couple of like days and then I realized I was already recycling outfits, so I just went and gave her a couple of different outfits so the screenshots don't look like they're all taken on the same day. Just tried to mix things up a bit and give her some more different outfits where she's covering up and where she is wearing more showy outfits. But yeah, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this creator sim, and I hope you're looking forward to tomorrow's creator sim. That one will be a little bit more like fun and like pow and crazy and a bit more fun and silly. This one is a bit more realistic as to how I make sims. But anyway, I hope you guys all have an awesome weekend. Until next time, have a snazzy day, and I'll see you all soon. Bye guys!